Congratulations,
I
bro.
appreciate you.
Well deserved, man. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Take it easy. Yeah, you always blessed, bro. Always, always. Best decision you ever made, huh?
That's one.
Oh, I got it.
Boy. Hey, listen.
Best one.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, can't pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, get me up. On the mission, get me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Trust, limitless. Niggas to me, can't pin in it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, get me up. On the mission, get me up.
Well, what up, fellas? It's time to pivot. Freaky Fred, Young Channing. Listen, all the subscribers, man, we appreciate y'all. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, whether it's YouTube, Apple, Spotify, whatever it is. We got a special show, though, dog.
Oh, my goodness.
Special.
You know what I'm saying? We got an all-pro, $100 million guy.
Dog.
But now we got a Super Bowl champion.
Super Bowl champ.
And what he told us before we came on was he ain't done nothing since he got the ring. He said he ain't done nothing since the parade.
What you been doing?
Chilling. Chilling. Got my ring and was chilling. That's it. We won the
listen.
Super Bowl.
That's it.
I was chilling. I ain't doing nothing.
Let me jump in real quick. I think RC shorted you one. Future Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to manifest that like we manifest this interview. Man, I appreciate you.
Appreciate y'all,
Appreciate you. Appreciate
So, dog,
you.
what's the ride been like since winning the game? Because, you know, the one thing I know about you, ultimate competitor.
Yeah.
We all know that legends are built in the playoffs. I think about your first playoff run in Jacksonville. I remember the press conference, or I remember the big thing in the stadium where you was like, yeah, we're going to whip that ass, and we're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I remember the plays, I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler. I remember the play on Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, those things. And so now you have this Super Bowl run, you finally win it. Like, I remember I was at the Super Bowl, I remember you jumping on Aaron Donald after he makes the last play, man. What were all those feelings like finally getting to the position that you wanted to be in?
Man, can't even really describe it. Like a feeling that, like I'm a strong believer in manifesting things, and I try to think positive about everything. Even if it's a negative situation, I try to bring the positive out of it. So honestly, in my heart, I always knew at some point in my career, I was gonna get a Super Bowl. Some point, didn't know when it was gonna come, but at some point I was gonna get me a Super Bowl for sure. Thought it was gonna happen in Jacksonville, didn't happen. LA, man, I've been thinking it's gonna happen every year I've been in LA, I ain't gonna lie to you. But this year I was for sure like, yeah, it gotta happen this year. And then mid-season getting Von O, I'm like, man, it's destiny. It just gotta happen for us. But we played trash. First few games after we had got them. Then it's shaky. It's like, it's that bull again.
Right.
Man, we got it together, man. We went on that run at the end of the season. We won like 5 straight games to end the regular season until we played San Fran. And that game went into overtime. And we lost. I'm like, dawg, these dudes got our number for whatever reason. But after the game, something was telling me like, all right, they're gonna have to go to Dallas. They're gonna beat Dallas. I was like, they're gonna beat Dallas. They nice. I was like, then they gonna go to Green Bay. I was like, they gonna hurt Green Bay. And we ain't even gonna have to go to Green Bay.
So you expected that it was gonna be y'all in San Francisco.
Yep. And then I'm like, man, we're gonna have to figure it out. I'm like, when it come down to that, we're gonna have to figure it out. They done beat us since I've been around, I ain't beat them. I'm like, we're gonna have to figure that out. So got to that game, it was a tough one again. And we came out on top. And after that, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. However it happened, we're gonna win the Super Bowl.
And bro, from there though, like, cause it's funny cause Tyreek Hill signed with the Dolphins and he even brought it up where like y'all were like, F them picks.
Forget them.
Forget them picks. Like, we're gonna trade off and get
How the hell
dogs
you
like
think they got him?
Bro,
Yeah.
they gave up 17 years of the franchise to get Jay to come to goddamn LA.
We got Super Bowl.
But is that what it is though? Like, F them picks. Let's go ahead and win it.
Man, if you got an opportunity to win a Super Bowl, win it. Like, it's always win now mode. I don't care who you are. It should always be win now mode. Say you're an NBA organization. You got the number 1 pick this year, the lottery, whatever it may be. And you can trade that number 1 pick, the number 1 pick, I don't even care, the number 1 pick, and you can go get LeBron James.
LeBron, yeah.
Are you gonna trade it, or are you gonna say, I'm gonna use this draft pick and hope that the future can build this up, or Or you gonna be like, nah, I'm gonna get LeBron so we can try to win this thing right
So what
now.
you're saying is, are you
Prove
gonna look for
Get
potential against proven?
I'm getting LeBron so I can win right now. I'm
Right.
trying to win right now. I'm trying to win. You win a Super Bowl, you win a NBA championship, man. Every coach, they get extended after that, right?
Right.
That's 3 more years. GM, that's 3 more years. If you're on a Super Bowl winning team, usually if you're a free agent, that boosts your market up just a little bit, a couple M's just off. They're gonna say, man, he coming from a winning culture. Like that's gonna boost you up a couple M's, man. It's always win now mode in my mind. Yeah. Always win now.
So
mode.
you mentioned Von, OBJ. You also add Matthew Stafford, right? Like that type of mindset going in. But you look at all those pieces, they don't do what you do. You play corner.
Yeah.
Right. And for most of the year, people stay away from you. You know what I'm saying? And I was laughing at you because you talked about Tom Brady's last touchdown.
Yeah,
right?
not no more though.
Right. And then when he came back, you was like, shit, yeah, throw that touchdown against somebody else. How do you view your playoff run though, from an individual standpoint?
Man, I'm super, can't nobody tell me that I played bad because, the way I break down myself, the way I break down my film, I'm super critical. I don't hold no punches with myself. I'm to the T. Dawg, you dumb for not realizing this formation and they was gonna do, all of that. That's how I am. That's how I challenge myself to be great. Not just great, the greatest, in the best in the game doing it, the most consistent doing it. So, playoffs, first game, and it's all my fault too. First game we played Arizona, I had no action. D-Hop didn't play, I got no action the whole game. I'm talking about, they made it through the ball my way one time, the whole game, no action all game. Boring game, I was hot. I was happy we won, but I was hot. I'm like, man, this is the most boring game ever. I'm talking to Rod man, towards the back half of the season, I stopped playing star as much, and I started playing corner just because that's what the team needed. I needed to have the hardest task. And we could flood the coverage elsewhere, and I needed to be wherever the hardest task was. I needed to be covering the hardest receiver, or wherever the toughest down was, that's where I had to go for the team. And I was cool with it. But after that game, I'm like, man, Rod, I need to be in the action. I'm like, I gotta feel like I'm affecting the game. I gotta actually help the team. I don't just want to be along for the ride and just here. You know what I mean? I want to really affect the game. So he was like, just chill, you're gonna be good, it's gonna come to you, whoop, whoop. I'm like, all right. The next game we play Tampa. I'm locked in. I'm like, I got Mike, man. I respect Mike game. Played Mike before.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Yep.
Played well against him, and I was ready for the matchup again. And obviously Tom Brady. I'm like, man, we got to send them home. I mean, they the reigning Super Bowl champs. We got to get through them to get to where we want to be. We playing them, and honestly, that first quarter and a half, strap. I'm talking about, I'm locked in, I'm on it. Probably 2 PBUs already, no catches on me. I'm locked in. And then it was a third down, and me and Mike was locked up, and it threw me off my whole game. And it's my fault. He ran a blaze out, 10-yard blaze out. I sat on the route, meaning basically I beat him to the spot. He pushed off, 2-hand push off, should have been flagged, wasn't a flag though, right? That threw me off my game because I'm hot now. I'm like, he caught a pass on me. I hold myself to that standard, bro, ain't even finna catch no pass on me for real. If he catch a pass, in my mind, I'm like, it's fluke. That's just my mindset. So he caught that on me, and then he hit me with a stiff arm. So it really had me hot, because I don't miss tackles. I don't like to do all that, right? So that threw me off. That threw me off, right? I'm hot, really, the rest of the quarter. Kind of at halftime, I'm hot. I'm kind of calming down a little bit. Third quarter come out, I'm cool, whatever. And then last drive, when they starting to come back, Mike ran a go. So they was in a formation that, I knew the formation. It's max protect, so they gonna go deep. It's deep shots. Based off of the games we played them in the past, early in the year, we played them week 3. Tom tried me with a go ball, locked it up. It was with Mike. Tried me with a go ball, locked it up, it was cool. Nobody else the rest of the year try me on a go ball. They don't really try me on a go ball, 50-50 ball. That's kind of my advantage. I ain't really too much worried about it. So I was in a side turn. And I'm like, man, ain't no way he gonna actually go deep though. You know what I mean? I'm already playing 8 yards off.
Right.
So man, I just lose all my coverage and I turn into him instead of just staying in my zone, playing ball. And then he got a step on me and I'm like, man, ain't no way the ball coming. Man, Tom put that thing right there. Touchdown.
Right.
Like after the play, I'm like, I was just shaking my head and I'm shaking my head at myself like, dog, you trash. This is how I talk to myself like, man, you trash. This is crazy. I'm hot. I'm like, man, I'm glad we won, but we really let him off the hook. We should have killed him, really. We made a lot of mistakes and we just started tripping on technique, whatever it was. Boom. I let that go though. I'm like, man, all right, next game. We in the NFC Championship game. Every time we play San Fran, even though we lose, I ball that game. I ain't gonna lie, I have a pretty good game.
They got dogs though, bro.
They got some dogs.
They got dogs.
They got dogs.
Yep.
So that was one game where I was like, yo, that's when my mindset kind of switched for these next 2 games. It's the San Fran game. I'm like, yo, I played well against San Fran my whole career, basically, and I've never beaten San Fran, even back when I was in Jacksonville. So I'm like, man, I don't even care how I play this game. I just want to win. Whatever got to happen so we could just win. So that whole game was cool, played well. End of the game, drop a pick. Drop one, hit me right in the chest. Tried to catch him with my chest.
It's the joint. You on the sideline, you get vision inside, Debo coming this way.
Yep.
Jimmy get out the pocket, yeah.
Yep, dropped it, hit me right in my chest, floated up. And instantly I was hot. I'm like,
You trash the game?
That's a game. What are you doing? Like, this is moments like this where you
Legends.
shine. Like, you usually do make these plays. Like, you trash right now. I tell myself that, like, man, next drive, forget it. Remember what you said. Like, as long as we win, it don't matter. Like, we still got off the field. As long as we win, it don't matter. Boom, the next drive, AD win the game for us. How he do. Man, I'm happy. I don't even care about that. I don't even care about the pick. I'm like, man, maybe everything that's happening right now in this playoffs is I'm saving it really for the Super Bowl to go crazy. Like that's how I switch stuff. That's how I switch a negative to a positive. Like,
Right.
man, maybe I'm feeling
Positive
maybe
self-talk, coach.
Yeah, maybe it's meant to be. Like I wasn't meant to make that. I'm gonna make it in the Super Bowl. Whatever. Boom. Super Bowl get here. Super Bowl. I'm playing well. And then Jamar goes. Really, it was the same play that Tampa ran. The exact same play.
Off coverage?
I was off coverage. It was pass protection. They was in the shot zone, which is like by the logo. So I knew it already. So I played my technique right at the beginning. And then in the middle of the play, I ended up playing it just like how I played Mike 2 games ago. Like if you look at the clips, they look dang near identical. They both like midfield where the ball was, pass protection, got their best receiver, ran a straight go route. And so Jamar slowed his tempo down. So as soon as he slowed his tempo down, I thought he was gonna do a comeback. So I came out of my zone turn and got eyes to him. As soon as I got eyes to him, he kept going. Boom, I flip head, boom, stayed right there on hip, but he had a step on me then because I played the wrong technique. Same thing, he a good receiver. You have a step on me. You can make them plays, especially if the ball in the right place. He made a good one-hand catch. We got him down, cool, whatever. I wasn't even really tripping because I knew that was me off the jump. I'm like, man, it's whatever. We got him down. At least he ain't score. I ain't really worried about that. I'm like, man, as long as we win. That's kind of my mindset for these last 2 games. As long as we win, I ain't tripping. Man, to start the second half, the first play of the second half, all that's on my mind is, yo, let's finish the game. Let's win. Let's get a Super Bowl. But the first play throw you off though, cause I got scored on in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? T. Higgins, and that's my dog too. I rock with T, and we laugh about it and joke about it now.
Because you won. It's easy when you joke about you got the trophy.
because I won.
Hey, you weren't gonna laugh if y'all lost.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Just make that clear.
So, man, they was in a little stack. T ended up doing a spray release, so I stayed on T. But I kept vision to the quarterback the whole time, so I saw Joe throw the ball. So I see Joe throw the ball. I'm like, I'm playing ball the whole time. I'm finna make a play come out the half. Like literally in my mind, I'm looking at the ball the whole time. Man, out of nowhere, I just, face man just went like this. I went flying. When I got up off the ground, I see him going in the end zone. He scored a touchdown or whatever. And I'm like, I'm looking for the flag. I was immediately looking for the flag. No flag was thrown. So I was hot. I was hot about that one. Because I'm like, man, I got scored on in the Super Bowl to start the second half like that. They really started the second half like that on me. Did
you feel like all of a sudden they started trying you though? Like think about it. Mike and then, you know what I'm saying, you got Jamar, then they go at you with T. Was it different for you? Because there's so many games I watch you, whether it's DK
Where I'm
or
bored,
whoever you guarded, and like cats ain't, like they just don't try.
Yeah.
Like did you start to feel a certain way, like, damn, they trying me now?
Nah, because it was always just one play. You know what I mean? It was always just one play while I wasn't on my A game. The truth of it was I wasn't playing good enough. I wasn't playing my right technique. I wasn't playing how I needed to be playing. So they took advantage of them opportunities. But the T Higgins one, I wasn't tripping off that. That should have been OPI, but so I wasn't even tripping off that one. I got to the sideline and I was hot. But then, you know, after the drive went by, I'm like, I started laughing about it, honestly. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, it ain't nothing I can do.
Right.
I'm like, that's crazy. That really happened in the Super Bowl. Like,
Right.
Everybody watching.
I'm like, that happened in the Super Bowl. I was for real laughing like, yo, that happened in the Super Bowl. Like, you got scored on, man. Boy, you got scored on in the Super Bowl.
And we talked to Raheem Morris.
Oh, yeah.
We sit down with
That's our
Raheem,
guy,
and
man.
hopefully
My guy,
that
that's
we tore his house up. We ain't gonna tear your house up because
You already
Bro,
No,
started.
hey,
You
tore it
already
up,
started
bro.
drinking.
Bro, I already spilled a
Tear his
drink on
house
your
up.
floor, but I cleaned it up though, because that's real wood. I thought that was laminate.
No, that's the real one.
That's real wood there, yeah. When I was rubbing my drink, that's not laminate. So, but we talked to Raheem. You talking about matchups? Do you ever say you want to travel? Like, do you ever tell Raheem Morris or whoever your DC is, like, put me wherever their best receiver is, because people gonna run from you?
So actually, it goes a little bit different. So that's how the year starts. Well, nah, I'll take it back. The year started off like, hey, Rob, I want to play star. Don't put me out there at corner unless we in base.
By the way, I just want to put this out there. I met a young Jalen Ramsey at ESPN, right? We doing the whole draft thing, right? We talking. So you know RC, I'm about to drop knowledge, right? I say, look, man,
Back to schooling.
I'm about to school him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I watched all the film. I say, young Jalen, you know. First off, I'm looking up talking to him because I'm not very big.
This fucking big as me.
He your size.
This motherfucker's huge.
So I'm saying, that's like, hey man, listen, if they want to put you inside and then you play the star and you play a little safety, whatever, like you're gonna be a Hall of Famer, man, on trip. Straight up tells me, no, I'm a corner. I was like, I know that. I said, but what I'm saying is, if you do all this other stuff, you're gonna be one of the best to ever do it. Like, you need to be around the football. So I'm happy that once you got out of Jacksonville, you finally got to a place where you can be around the rock.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what I mean?
exactly what happened, actually. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Getting out of Jacksonville.
Before you go there, just go back to 2016, coming into the league. The 5th pick in 2016 in Jacksonville. What was your the memories of your draft day and being selected that high? What did that feel like?
Top 5, you're supposed to be happy. You're supposed to really be living life, honestly.
Right.
But I'm hot. And I'm hot because, well, two things. It's like a whole sequence of events that led up to this moment, right? So if you remember the Tennessee Titans, they had the number 1 pick that year. And they had traded that pick to the Rams because the Rams offered them, you know, a couple first rounders, whatever. They was moving to LA. They wanted Jared Goff.
Right.
They wanted a quarterback. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I'm finna go number 1 for real. Like, I'm like that. Man, I took a visit to Tennessee, but this was before they had traded the pick.
So you was gonna be home.
I was gonna be home.
Right.
Like, yo, I remember when I took my visit, we went out to eat, and we was in a restaurant. Like 3-4 people came up to me, like from the crib, like, man, we hope they draft you number 1. You come back to the crib. I'm like, dang, they kind of set me up good.
You started thinking, I'm gonna go number 1.
Yeah, I'm like, man, the crib set me up good. So then, boom, they traded the pick to the Rams, and I'm like, all right, I ain't going there. They don't need me. I'm like, I ain't going 2. They don't need me.
Right.
So honestly, my mind was set on 3 or 4. So like, that's my motivation. I want to be the first defensive player taken off the board. So the Chargers, they wanted me to play safety though. And even though I didn't really want to play safety, I just wanted to be the first defensive player off the board.
Right.
That's where I wanted to initially go. Just because of that simple fact. Because at the time, that was like before Miles, the report came out that Miles Jack's knee was hurt because he was in that conversation too. It was like Miles Jack, Jalen Smith, Joey Bosa, and myself were like in that conversation. Who's gonna be the first defensive player taken off the board? And I just wanted to be, that was really the only reason. And then, but if it didn't happen, I'm like, yo, I always grew up a Dallas Cowboys fan, really, like Titans and Cowboys.
Right.
So if I go forward, that's like for real dream come true. And I remember when I was at when I was on my visit to Dallas, they told me, like straight up to my face, like, if you there at 4, we taking you. It was like, we don't think you're gonna be there at 4. They said, we think they're gonna get you at 3, but if you there at 4, if you on that board, we taking you. And I thought where it was bond, I'm like, I'm gone then. If I'm there at 4, I'm there. Jacksonville didn't think I was gonna be there at 5 because I remember sitting in the GM office in my Jacksonville visit, and he said, he asked me, he said, you think you're gonna be there at 5? I said, nah, respectfully, nah, I don't think I'm gonna be there.
Right.
He said, me either. He said, it's tough to trade up, but we may try.
Right.
I was like, all right.
So you knew you weren't falling past Jacksonville, though?
Nah, no chance.
Right.
No chance. But if it came down to it, I was hoping that I fought a 6, because that was the Ravens. And, they got the defensive mindset, so it was like, dang. But nah, I knew I wasn't going to. I really didn't think I was going to fall past 4. After the Cowboys told me that, I'm like, man, 4 for sure.
Right.
So then, man, we get to the draft. I know I ain't going 1 or 2, them the quarterbacks. So 3 happened. I'm like, I'm feeling away. Really, I'm like I should have really been the first defensive player taken off the board. But it's cool, whatever. So then I'm
Both
like,
are a dog now.
a dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
My table was right here, me and my moms and pops and my fam. And Zeke's table was right next to ours. So all the cameras was on me and Zeke. I remember whole bunch, about 20 cameras. About 10 on me, 10 on Zeke. We sitting there. And my moms knew that's where I wanted to go, and that's who I was sitting by. We was whispering to each other. And then in an instant, them 10 cameras over at my table, they all went. They went to Zeke's table. And me and my mama looked at each other, and she gave me a little frown or something, and I had just did one of these, and I was like, don't make no emotions or nothing, the camera's gonna be on.
Right.
And she said something like, wow, that's crazy or something like that. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And then as soon as they announced his pick, my phone started ringing 904, and I knew, immediately, right when they announced him, my phone started ringing 904. It was Jacksonville. So that's why I was mad. I was mad because I didn't go 3 or 4. Not because of Jacksonville in particular,
Correct.
because I had built that extra little motivation in my mind that was gonna challenge me.
So were you excited to be still in the state of Florida, not too far away from Tallahassee?
Now once it settled in, that night, I ain't gonna lie, that night I ain't go out, I ain't do nothing, cause I was really mad. I was real deal mad. That's how I do. Immediately the motivation started in my mind that night. Man, we ain't partying, we ain't doing none of that. We let's get to business. In the morning, we're gonna get on this flight 6 a.m. We in Jacksonville, whatever.
See, I think right now you're painting a picture for every young player, or anyone actually, that when they see Jalen Ramsey, they see how, you talk trash, you're competitive, and you wear your heart right here on the outside of your shirt, right? I think now what you're saying in this entire interview is that you so extremely hard on yourself. Yeah. You take nothing for granted. Mm-hmm. So I think now you're allowing them to get closer to you so they can paint the picture, or you're painting the picture for them to really just say, look, I'm going to be the best ever. Yeah.
Man, honestly, I'm hard on myself like that. And sometimes my friends and family tell me not to be relax on myself or whatever. But I'm hard on myself like that, honestly, because I ain't gonna lie, God done for real blessed me, for real.
That's true.
He done took his time on me, really blessed me, gave me all the gifts that I can even imagine. Right. So I'm if I don't do my part, to the fullest that I can do it, I'm talking about work hard,
right?
Give it everything I got. I feel like I'm cheating him. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm letting him down. I'm cheating him. If I don't develop all the gifts he done given me into elite skills and be one of the best, I'm cheating him.
Is this something that me and Freddie talked about when we knew we was gonna get you on, where you saw Jacksonville and you saw the bigger picture of what's going on? Mm-hmm. Fred stayed there for what, 11 years? 11 years and wasted his damn career away, losing. And you saw what was going on, and your ass said, I gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the thing I was trying to tell him.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone makes the decision what they feel is best for them, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't have the leverage you know, and in different times in my career to leave because of certain injuries I had. And like I told RC, a bird in the hand is better than two in the bush in terms of dollars. I never wanted to test free agency. When they offered me an opportunity to get a second deal, I jumped at it because I come from nothing. I said, I got to make sure my people good.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to risk, you know, playing this last year and not having guarantees in place, you know, to try to chase free agency. So I stayed in Jacksonville. And ultimately, at the end of the day, for me, this is just for me. I can't speak on Jay.
Yeah. Jay hit it, bro. Jay hit it.
Nah, he did what
Jay
was
told
right.
him kiss his ass. He wants to
Damn,
go
Jackie
somewhere.
Robinson.
Hey, look.
Yeah. Jay was like, no, I ain't gonna sit here and let y'all bastards. Yeah.
A great decision. And for me, I think my decision was great. In hindsight, I'm in the Ring of Honor. That you can never, as long as the Jaguars exist, my name's gonna forever be in the Jaguars Hall of Fame and Ring of Honor.
That's real, bro.
And it's synonymous to, whether it depends on who's saying it, I'm the greatest player in that franchise history.
100%.
You are,
So
you,
that was
you,
my
what is it?
decision.
You and Tony
Which was a
Baselli,
great decision.
isn't it?
And Bo, yeah.
You and
hands
Tony
down.
Baselli.
And then Jimmy Smith, too.
Right, so-
But that was his decision. And initially, I was like, damn, what's going on in Jacksonville? I'm like, how they let him go? You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm
Jay-
trying to figure it
there
out.
has to be a story
you
to that.
forced that. What happened in Jacksonville? Jacksonville, you had a lot of stuff going on. You fight with coaches, like it's all out there, bro. What happened in Jacksonville?
Coaches, GMs, everybody.
You were fighting with that. What happened in Jacksonville?
That's one of the first places that I've ever been in that I don't feel valued, for real. It was weird and it was frustrating, and it got to a point where like it just started piling up, and we wasn't winning, and they didn't want to pay me early. So all of that put together was like, man, so what am I here for? Like what am I here wasting my time for?
And you had them conversations with them.
Oh yeah, for sure. I ain't scared of no smoke, no confrontation. We gonna have, man, to grow, you need confrontation sometimes. I value relationships. I really do value relationships. So I think to grow relationships, sometimes you gotta have them type of conversations. And you gotta go through something with people. That's what happened. Really, the one person I never really got to have a relationship with at all was Tom Coughlin. And at the time, he ran all that at Jacksonville. He ran all that. I'm talking about everything, every part of everything. He ran all that. Other than that, I had good relationships with my coaches. Like even Doug, like people saw the scuffle with me and Doug, the Houston game before I requested the trade, but me and Doug cool. Like Doug and my oldest daughter got the same birthday. I promise you every year Doug texts me on her birthday. Be like, tell your daughter I say happy birthday. And I'd be like, man, appreciate the same to you, whatever. Yeah. Like my DB coaches, talk to all of them. Every DB coach I've ever had in the league, ever had at Jacksonville, talked to all of them. The last one, Coach Walt, he at Ohio State now. He just called me 2 days ago. Like, I talked to all of them. Defensive coaches, like I got love with all the coaches and everybody. It was really just Tom Coughlin. And then
What was it about Tom Coughlin that
he didn't care to try to have no relationship. It was just, you know, it was just
That's the game.
It was my way or the highway.
Yeah,
like,
TC was my coach for 5 years.
yeah.
Well, you RB1 and you were CB1.
Yeah, 100%.
That's how football is, though, fellas.
But man, relationships matter.
Yeah.
And the players matter. The people matter. So if you make a player, especially your top players, feel like they ain't nothing, like that's not gonna go well for you at all. And that's how the vibe was around there. Just like, man, we can get another Jalen. So it got to a point where I was like, prove it then. If that's how y'all feel about me, if y'all don't value me like that, if that's how y'all feel about me, it's coming from the top. So then it's starting to trickle down. Now me and the GM got beef because now the GM don't want to have conversations. Me and him had always talked, been able to have conversations or whatever, and then you know, all of a sudden now we don't even get to have conversations. Like he'll see me in the hallway and say hi to me, and then 30 minutes later he'll call my agent and say something about me, and my agent will call me, and I'll be like, I just saw him in the hallway. He said hey to me, like, but now we don't even talk. We don't even want to. All right. So if y'all don't value me, and then it got to it literally just kept trickling down. Like it got to the point where it just kept getting worse. It got to the point where like we going into meetings and stuff, and they talking about like, you know, I always had the hardest matchups or whatever it may have been. I guard D-Hop 2 times a year. We talking about D-Hop. Yeah, I got the hardest matchups. I'm going against the #1 receiver, and they talking like say I'm guarding AB, whatever, right? Yeah, we know AB gonna make some plays. We're gonna try to limit him a little bit with Jalen. All right. What are you talking about? I've never heard None of my. What are you talking about? We know he gonna make plays. How about like, nah, we know they got AB. He a dog. We know that for sure. But we like our matchup.
Right.
Like we gonna put Jalen on him, and it's done. Like it ain't no conversation need to be had. He don't need no help. He don't need none of that. Like that's how we talk with the Rams.
Did it change though? Was it once like that though? Like at one point was it?
Nah, it was never like that.
Was it one point though they had AB and they felt like okay we got Jalen like when y'all on y'all run to the AFC Championship?
Yeah, it was still never like that.
Really?
Never like that. But the one thing that that made it a little bit better is we was winning.
Right. How bad was your back? How bad? How
Just
bad
now
was
recovering,
how
really.
How bad was the back injury that kept you out in Jacksonville before you got traded?
Man, just now really recovering.
So you were cornerback 1 with a back injury in the Super Bowl run. I'm just putting the puzzle together.
Nah, in the Super Bowl, man, this year I battled, I sprained both my AC joints. Crazy. Both of them. So I played half the year, probably 10 games with 2 AC joints sprained. Both of them gone. I'm talking about on Mondays, I used to be like,
Shannon.
And walking up
Yeah.
on the one
Hey,
every
Shannon, his
play.
thing is, Shannon, you missed what I was asking him though. If you don't remember, when everything went on in Jacksonville, when Jalen was asking to be traded, he couldn't play because his back was hurt.
it was.
He had a terrible, terrible back injury. And it was so crazy. I don't know if it was the humidity in Florida that was continuing to keep his back hurting.
Spasms.
With
flaring up.
spasms. But all of a sudden, when he got to the dry air and the smog of Los Angeles, his back was no longer hurting.
Them trainers out there top notch.
Top-notch trainers.
Reggie.
No more spasms.
Man, they top notch out there. They got some different medicine out there. Needles, all that. They got different medicine out
So it
there.
was the trainers that were able to get you right.
Top notch out there.
What you got out there?
Top notch out there. And I'm joking, but I'm low key serious too. Cause let me tell y'all about how it was in Jacksonville at the time. It was like if you in the training room, you know how Tom Coughlin was,
Yeah.
man.
TC's my.
He made the training room like you couldn't be in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a forbidden space. You
Club
could
in the
not be
tub.
in there.
Yeah, you can't make it.
You can't be in the training room. It's a forbidden space. But like now, like I go to the training room before practice, so I can just get my body loosened up, do my little correctives, make sure I'm activated, my core activated, my hips good, my glutes firing. I go to the training room to get activated, get ready. Man, not in Jacksonville. You go in that training room,
It's forbidden.
it's forbidden. You go in
It's
that
always
training
been
room.
that way.
Yeah.
You can't make the club
in the tub.
Hey, you can't make the club in the tub. Like that was the thing when we was coming. We old. That was the thing. You can't make the club in the tub.
And that's the thing about TC. He's such an old school mentality. And I think when they brought him in, it was try to restore order and discipline on the team, right? And, there are some opinions that say it was unnecessary.
Right.
And he went a little too hard.
But y'all won.
And he should have recognized his stars. Even when I played, there was opportunities where if I'm the best player on offense, there'll be times where you got to know when your dogs need a break.
Yeah.
Or you got to know when, you got to know how to ride your dogs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, TC wasn't that guy, even in my first 5 years. But after he left, when he won his Super Bowls, I saw him in the hallway in passing. And I said, you know what, Coach? I respect what you was trying to do with me.
Right.
Oh, I know he was trying to do, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So for that, we developed a better relationship afterwards.
for sure.
Because there was a point in Jacksonville where he threw me under the bus.
Really?
And the media took, how you think the Fragile Fred shit started? The media was like, what's going on with
All I
Taylor?
know is Freaky Fred. I don't know Fred.
Yeah,
Freaky Fred.
nah.
Man, hey, but dude was nasty.
Damn nasty, dog. Freaky gave.
That's how I told my growing up
Hey,
the ball.
Freaky gave Channing the rose, and Channing
A
put
little
it in his booty
vibrating
hole.
rose, bro.
Nah, bro, y'all going too hard.
Channing tripping.
Always.
I ain't know
He
it was
can't
for my
help
wife. I put it underneath my ass. I held it down there.
He can't help it.
Hey, Channing tripping.
He can't help it.
My dog said he put a candle in it at first, then he realized what it do,
Yeah.
and it's different. But
I poured some
you know,
juice in there.
I'm gonna pivot because we need to get way away from there, Jay.
Before you pivot.
Hey man.
No. I'm gonna come back around. Don't worry.
Yeah, we come
You
around.
gonna always come
But so
back
like the thing I
around.
want to ask though, I'm always looking like into the person. You know what I'm saying? And I've been blessed to do a couple of features with you and get to know you a little bit. And you're a girl dad, man.
Oh yeah, and my baby's right there.
And shoot, the reason we in your spot so late was because you had to go T-ball and do different things, you know, with your babies, man. What has that experience been like for you? Because this is something, like, you've been a dad for a while and you were a young father. What has that experience been like for you with you and your babies?
Man, that's the best thing ever. That's better than anything that can happen for me, football-wise, business-wise. Man, that's the best thing ever. I never knew that I would, like, really only want girls, really. Like, I kind of want a boy, a little bit.
You're gonna be so hard on a boy, though, bro.
But these girls, though, like, man, I'll have 10 more if I could. I love my little girls. Like, it's something different about them. Like, they bring out the best man in me. Put it that way, the best man in me.
And bro, the whole thing, like, we on this show, we like to let people get their own narrative off.
Yeah.
So your baby's mother is Golden Tate's sister. Mm-hmm. And we've heard all kind of stuff, bro. Let us know what's going on with that, because
That's my homie.
Golden Tate's your homie right to this day.
No, not Golden. Not Golden.
Because he beat you up after the game.
He for sure never beat me up.
That's something that we want to get out so you can explain the narrative of what's going on there.
To be honest with you, I've always kind of just let it run, because I know we cool. Like we good at home. We cool. So I've never really, man, I ain't never really addressed nothing that's ever been
You haven't
said about me or anything, because I'm knowing how I'm rocking with my loved ones, and I know we good, so it don't really matter to me. And another reason, like, it's a protective thing. Like, I really don't want her private life to be public. Like, my life already is people trying to figure out my private life and make it public as it is. Like, and that's kind of annoying, but I'm cool with it. I can deal with it. I don't want that for, you know, the mother of my kids, you know what I mean? So I also do it as a protective thing to protect her. I mean, me and Bree was best friends, like, since we met, you know what I mean? And people kind of throw, like, high school sweetheart out there, but we weren't in high school. In high school, that was just my homie. Like, that was my dog for real. Like, she know everything about me. I know everything about her. Like, we that close. Like, still to this day, like I can call her at any given time. She can call me at any given time, and it's love. Like, whatever she need done, I got her. Whatever I need, I know she got me. Like, we know each other like that. Like, we that close. But when we broke up, we figured out that we were better friends than being together in a relationship. Honestly.
That's important, though.
We did. So we were always friends until her last year at Ole Miss, and then we got intimate and we started to get together. But I even remember before that, we kept, like, not getting into that, because we was like, man, our friendship we too locked in. Like, never want nothing to happen to where we ain't even friends no more. And then we like, man, it'll never happen though, like, because we that close. But anyway, so we got together, and then it didn't work out as a relationship. We weren't good for each other in a relationship. We should have remained friends. We figured out that we was better friends than in a relationship.
Okay.
So we decided to break up. And when we decided to break up, we didn't feel like we needed to announce it to any and everybody. It was like, whatever, because we still was around each other. We still gonna co-parent. We still gonna do what we gotta do. So we didn't announce it to nobody. We didn't do none of that. And somebody had got on Twitter, you know, the blogs, they piece it together. Oh, they ain't on social medias no more together. We ain't been seeing them. She didn't travel to Jacksonville when he went to Jacksonville. Just, like, they pieced it together, right? So it got out or whatever. And then after I got traded to LA, some more had got out, and Golden had tweeted something about it. So that's when it got, like, super public. Is when he tweeted something about it. And like I said, I'm protective, so I ain't like that. I was hot about that. Kinda that's where I was like, yeah, I don't rock with him for sure. Never written, I mean, we was never, like, cool or nothing like that. It was just, I'm cool with his sister, not him. You know what I mean?
So when y'all meet in the middle of the field and all that goes down, are you just kind of trying to address that? Like did you just address that with him, and then the rest of that escalated? Or did you walk out there like, nah, man, like, this need to be settled?
Nah, we knew what we was gonna do.
Oh, okay.
Both of y'all.
Yeah, we knew what was up.
That week, that day,
On site. I mean, we knew.
on site, you knew that you had to talk about this.
Yeah, wasn't no talk, but yeah. I mean, that's his sister. That's what he's supposed to do too. But, you know, like, you mind your business too. Like, this is me too now. You know what I mean? So that's where it was just a button heads. Like, yo, he a protective brother, and like, yo, this is me though. This is my family now.
Right. So if you had to choose between Golden Tate and AJ Green, because I remember in Jacksonville, the situation that went down. Who'd you put the gloves on with first
Steve
in the ring?
Smith too now. Steve Smith too. The man has fought everybody. The man has fought everybody.
I rock with Steve.
I know you younger than us, but bro, you ready to
I'm
throw
younger
them
than me,
hands.
man. I'm out for respect.
Yeah, that's true.
I wasn't scared of nobody, man.
But back to the question: AJ Green in the ring or a Golden Tate?
I'm gonna go with AJ because
You gotta get your get back.
yeah, I guess you could put it that way. Me and Gold, man, that's family business.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That's
Don't do that,
family
bro.
business. Like we gonna see each other, you know, plenty of times. Like
Right.
I'm with my daughters everywhere, and he gonna want to see his nieces.
That can be taken care of the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's family
So, like, speaking
business.
of receivers you want to see, we were talking earlier about folks getting their money, right?
Yeah.
Tyreek go get 3 for 75. Tay got what, 5 for 140. We
All
already
of them
saw.
getting 30 million a year.
Yeah, so
all
we
of
were-
them getting 30 million.
Right, so we
a year.
already saw what D-Hop got. You already talking about re-upping, and Chan already said you can't make that money. Because D-Hop, and the other thing is this.
Nobody's giving you
finna
30
be
million. Nobody's giving you 30 million, Jalen. Nobody's giving you that money. Nobody's giving you Tyreek money.
You're
I'm
27.
sorry.
You're 27.
I'm sorry to break it to
And
you.
I
You're
disagree.
not
I
getting
disagree.
the average money, bro.
And you're charged with, because because you know I watch it. Me and you text, we tweet, we talk about all the time. I got so much damn Jalen Ramsey film in my house, I might as well work for the damn Rams and Raheem.
Come on.
When it's Green Bay, it's Tay or the star, right? I remember Jacksonville when Tyreek only went for like 4 for 60 in Kansas City. Anytime you see these folks, you're charged with stopping them. Why can't you get that money then? Why does Channing Crowder say that money ain't for you?
It's not for you. You
No,
don't
it
get
is.
that money.
I'm gonna tell you what it is. I mean, I signed for 105 2 years ago. Neither
By
one of
yourself.
them-
Nobody else is there.
Yeah, neither one of, but they should be at this point. So this is what happens. They really at like 23, 24. You know, it's some balloon years on the back end.
Yeah.
That bring the average up. I could do that if I
Hey,
wanted to.
stop
but-
talking to David Mulligetto, man.
No. That's easy to see.
Listen, let me explain the numbers
First 3
now
years is
because
not
a lot of
solid.
people
Yeah,
don't.
that's
A lot of
three
people don't understand the numbers, how the numbers
that's
work.
easy to see. They betting on themselves though that they gonna continue to play well and they'll see
They
all
can
that.
tear
Right?
that up.
So
Right.
So it do bring that average up, but they balloon years if you want to.
I know exactly what it is.
Kind of talk about it. So they kind of at like 23, 24-ish. You know what I mean? And I'm at 20. So Marlon Humphreys got his deal after me, and he signed for 97. Marlon should have jumped me though, because he should have used his leverage. And he was coming off an All-Pro. Mind you, I'm saying this, and he got 97. That's crazy. He signed a great deal.
Yeah,
that's
hell yeah.
that's an amazing deal.
Yeah.
But I think he could have jumped me. That's how I personally feel like it. The top guys should always jump each other. So if I signed for 20, Marlon did his contract, I want to say a week or two after mine. His agent should have just took my contract and went to the Ravens and been like, this plus a mil.
That's how it works. That's how it works for the next best.
That's how it should go. That's how it should go. You up now, so now it's your turn to reset the market. Y'all and what's their argument? Oh, you not Jalen Ramsey? All right, go get Jalen Ramsey. Oh, you can't because he locked in 5 years, 105. So I am Jalen Ramsey to you in a sense. I'm that valuable to you. So now I got to jump him. So I went 20. Marlon should have went 21 or 20.5, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Then Marshawn went after him. So Marshawn should have went 21,
Top of that.
21,
22.
5.
Yep.
And then you got JC this year, 22 and a half.
Right.
So that's all right
So why do
around
you think it's not
23,
happening like that then?
It's just the way, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a point, it's tough. It's tough to do that because, man, when you going back and forth, it's really who gonna fold first, honestly. Because you going back and forth, man, and they say, hey, 97 mil, whatever. You like, I'm gone.
That shit sound good.
It sounds good. I'm gone. So
Yeah.
I don't never fault nobody. I don't never blame nobody. Cause it was a point where when David hit me up, like, this is where we at now. And it was like 97 something. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. In that split second of my mind, I told him, I said, nah, that's not enough. Hung up the phone.
Do you think having a dog like David Mulligetta, who just negotiated Deshaun Watson's deal for $230 million guaranteed, do you think having somebody like that as your agent gives you a confidence in that you're gonna make sure 100%. You get what you're supposed to get?
Yeah, 100%. One, I'm a bet on me.
Right.
That's one. And then two, I'm like, I know what you can do. I know you can.
I've seen it.
I know you can go. My trust, like, is fully into you. Because it wasn't just like, oh, 97 ain't good enough, hang up on him. I didn't do that to David. It was more like, he told me, like, hey, they said that this was their final offer. 97.7 or whatever it was. That's initially what the Rams that came in said that was their final offer. And then I asked them, like, you think that's their true final? I asked him that. I was like, that ain't gonna be enough. Do you think that's their true final, or I play out this year and I hit free agency next year? He was like, I can't tell you. He said, I ain't gonna tell you. David, straight up, he said, I ain't gonna tell you not to take 97. And then I was like, but do you think I can get more? I said, you think I'm worth more? You think I should get more? He said, me personally, I'm biased, but yeah. I said, all right, tell him no, we gonna wait. He said, and David told me straight, he said, I just wanna let you know. They said this was their final offer, so when I tell them no, I'm not gonna call them again.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
If they wanna do something, they're gonna have to call us.
I'm not like Chan. I think you'll get another 100 in 2 years.
Oh yeah, I am.
About another 100 in 2 years. But aside from that, I want to go back to family real quick. In the offseason, you do a lot of things different than a lot of players. You train with your pops and your brother. Explain that. Do you think it allows you to maximize your potential?
Yeah. Yeah. Because don't nobody push me like them. Nobody push me like them. Man, I can get over on somebody. I can get over on somebody else. I can go one of these places. I can get over on somebody else. They don't really know. Man, this tough, man. I ain't gonna do that last set. They gonna be like, all right, Jalen, because the check's still clearing for them. They happy to just have Jalen in the building anyway, working out for them.
You just market it.
Pop's like, nah, we ain't on that. My brother like, man, you suck. Like, we ain't on that.
Right.
Let's go, right?
Has it always been that way from Pop Warner to now?
Oh yeah, for sure. See, and another thing is when I'm around them, that's instant motivation for me. Cause like my pops, he sacrificed so much and still made things happen for the fam.
Yeah.
And then my brother, that's like my biggest inspiration, biggest motivation, biggest everything in my life. So I feel like if I don't overextend myself and give everything I got, I'm letting him down. Yeah. And that's like one thing that I don't ever want to do is let my big brother down.
So speaking of like letting folks down and money, and we've talked wide receivers and all these things. You know, you mentioned earlier Vaughn.
Yeah.
We talked about the Rams selling out Matthew Stafford, going to get him. But y'all bought OBJ in. Mm-hmm. And I feel like OBJ gets a bad rep. And this is like my LSU thing. What did he mean to the team? And do you believe he's a guy that they want back and will be back?
Man, he meant a lot to the team. First of all, he meant a whole lot. Just because, one, he a dog on the field. You got to talk about performance. We in a performance-based industry. He a dog. Like,
straight up.
He really that dude that, you know, all the highlights, everything. He's still that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He's still that. It's just when you're a receiver, you do have to have a certain chemistry with your quarterback and your offensive coordinator. It got to be, you know, it got to be a right situation for you, especially when you're on that offensive side of the ball. And he hasn't had that in a little while, but he's still him for sure. Like he do some stuff that's like we be at practice like, hey, like
right.
And you see it.
He does like it ain't many that athletic, like that twitchy, run good routes, hands crack. Like he really that one, right? So he brought that juice. Maybe people did, but man, in the playoffs, man, we was getting O the ball early. O was really that igniter for real. Yeah. Like even the Super Bowl, let's talk about the Super Bowl. Yeah. O was really that
First
igniter.
Touchdown.
Yeah. O was popping it off. O was like, we was feeding him getting crunk and then we was rolling. Yeah. Like off of O juice. Like that's really what was going on. And then he got hurt and that was tough. It was tough. And then you could tell it was tough. Even the game.
When you saw that, What did you do when you saw grab that knee?
Man, I was hurt instantly.
Yeah. I was hurt too, bro.
Hurt for him, not only because, honestly, I think he would have. Everybody know about Cooper Kupp, obviously.
Yeah.
Monster.
But-
hey,
monster.
no. Coop really real life Billy Ho.
Oh, he like that.
Like white man can't jump.
He
like,
really
he
like
be out
that.
there saucing folks, dog.
Yeah, he nice. But if O could have kept going that game,
Yeah.
O
MVP.
probably would have been Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah.
Because he, and I ain't taking nothing away from Cooper, but O was really living like that game.
Yeah.
He was on another level, for real. And then knowing that he was going to be a free agent too, all of that was like, dang, man. I hated it for him.
Right.
But everything happened for a reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of that, hopefully we can get him back.
Right.
And
You got to call him.
man, I've been.
You got to call. I ain't win no Super Bowl. RC, you won a Super Bowl.
I did.
Fred,
It's only two Super Bowl champions in the room.
Yeah.
Because you was at Jacksonville. Jacksonville never won a Super Bowl. So I know you ain't win one. But even in Miami, bro, I was there 6 years, and I had, I had me some.
Oh,
good
you talking
times.
about me? Y'all ain't been to playoffs.
No.
least
I've
we
been
went
to
to
the
the
playoffs.
playoffs.
I'm a Super Bowl winner when it comes to women. That's what I want to ask Jalen about. When it comes to women, I'm a Super Bowl winner. Do you like your woman to keep her stuff fresh?
Yeah.
But do you keep your stuff fresh? And that's what I do, bro. Called Manscaped. I keep my thing good, and it makes that little man look strong. Because it adds 2 inches to the back end. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if that's true, but you gotta keep your shit clean.
You gotta
though.
keep your thing fresh. You can't have no big wolf coochie.
You gotta keep your shit clean.
You don't want no wolf
Especially
coochie.
you expect her to keep it clean. You gotta keep it clean.
You gotta keep it clean. And then if you think about it, if you put a little dog in high grass, you don't see but his head. But if you put a dog in low grass, you see his whole body.
I got a point.
And if I pull out my whole body, man, listen, Jalen, I be tearing their ass up. I'm married, but they all know. All in South Florida know.
They all know.
I've been tearing their ass up for years. Oh, everybody know.
Everybody
When they see if they party, be like, yeah, he done told my ass up before. I know what they talk about. Like, I know what they do.
You already
yeah.
know when you walk by. I have one question, because I always wanted to ask you this, right?
Yeah.
You know me. I do my rankings on DB Precision, on my thing. You always number one.
As
I need
should
you to
be.
give me your top 5 receivers and your top 5 corners, and then we let you go.
Ooh.
It's tough because I ain't guard everybody, obviously.
No, just what you see, watching film,
All right.
what you feel.
Devontae Adams,
Okay.
Tyreek Hill.
2.
They might be interchangeable though.
1A, 1B. We go 1A, 1B.
Yeah. I might have 3 number ones.
So you know if you give me 3 number ones, there's still only 2 other people you can add.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. My 3 number ones probably Devontae, Tyreek, and Debo.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about Mike Thomas?
He ain't play last year. I thought we was talking about last year.
Yeah, last year.
All right, go ahead. You got 2 more.
Them 3 for sure, because they changed the game, and the offenses are structured around them.
Yep.
Wherever they are, the offenses are structured around them.
agree.
Tyreek is put in multiple positions to where they make sure he get the ball. Same with Devontae. He's motioned all around, put in positions where he can get the ball. And not only that though, they're favorable matchups. But if they do get the top dog,
They win.
they can win.
Yep.
Exactly. They can win those battles too. And then Debo, what he's doing, all over the field, running back, was
Crazy.
He got to be right there with him. 4 and 5. I definitely got Cooper Kupp.
Yep. Okay. That's 4.
5 might be a little tied too.
Who you got?
I'm gonna go Odell.
I like that. That's what I was waiting on.
Actually, I'm gonna go Odell 4.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp. Stephon Diggs.
Jay, you can't get 18 people, bro.
I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and
No D-Hop?
he didn't play a lot this past
Well,
year.
yeah,
He was
that
hurt
was
a lot.
last year.
So here's what I say was telling about that to me.
That's last year.
That
my
you
bad.
moved Odell to 4. And what that tells me is what I've always said. When you see great players, I got to play with Sean Taylor, I got to play with Troy. I saw them do more stuff at practice that people cannot
Telling
do
you.
than what I saw in the game. And so
Telling you.
And so okay, that's your 5.
Different.
So now give me the next 4 after Jalen Ramsey?
Corners?
Corners.
I like this.
Tough too. Marshawn Lattimore.
So you're one.
For sure.
Yeah.
Me, Marshawn, X,
Trayvon.
and then I'll go.
What's the boy from Buffalo?
He ain't play. He was hurt last
He
year,
tore his
but I
ACL.
would have. He
Oh,
would have
he
for
did.
sure.
No,
been on
he's
that.
top 5.
He
Yeah,
he
the
for sure
motherfucker
top
dog,
5
yeah.
went healthy.
He's
Yeah.
top 5.
J.C.
But this
Jackson?
year,
What's that boy name?
I would have probably did Trayvon and JC.
Okay.
But man, I'm a different type of style of corner though. Like if I'm picking it, man, it all depends on schemes and who you basing and what you know what I mean. If you want high risk, high reward, I'm gonna go Trayvon, JC. You know they got high risk.
They gonna jump all the routes.
Yeah, they gonna jump all the routes. But if you want to go somebody who like, all right, I'm just gonna put him on the number
the
one
scheme.
guy, and he gonna strap, and he'll probably make some plays when they come to him, but he ain't never gonna force nothing. He really ain't gonna give up many plays. That's when I'm going like the me, Marshawn's, Tre'Davious, like
Tre'Davious
it's kind of a two different tiers of how we play. Like I ain't gonna lie, I hate it when people compare me and Trayvon. We play completely different. Like I always play out of phase. He always plays in phase.
Yeah.
Well, also, Trayvon gave up over 1,000 yards.
That's because he always plays in phase, but he also had 11, 12, maybe 13
You
picks.
got to make 12
That's
picks if
crazy.
you give up the most yards in the league.
But he plays different though. He plays in phase. I
He
play
take-
out of phase.
You take chances.
No, he said
He does.
He
You
takes
jump-
chances.
Yeah, I was gonna say
take-
that
like,
some people take
there-
chances, some
there-
people
there
don't.
are
Exactly.
some
Yeah,
people-
it's just a difference it's a different style of how he plays. I agree. If you are a guy who plays in phase a lot, like he does, you're gonna have to have a lot of picks, which he does though.
Yeah.
He does. So it's working out for him. He's one of the best at doing that.
Yep.
Same with JC.
He does, yep. If we're looking at Jalen Ramsey as a whole, the person, the player, the future Hall of Famer, who is that man?
Child of God, really. It's like the first thing that always come to my mind is child of God, and then I let everything, my whole journey, my whole life flow through that. Like that's the main thing. Being a child of the Most High, being a good father and a family man. Like honestly, my daughters could care less that like
The dad's all pro.
I'm an all pro or you know what I mean. My daughters was calling the Super Bowl the supermarket for 2 straight weeks. Like, they didn't know. They like we going to the supermarket. I'm like, yeah, baby, what you want when we get there? A bite, some candy, like that's and I enjoy all of that. I'm like at first I was like correcting them and stuff. Man, about the 3rd time they said supermarket, I'm like, yeah, we going to the supermarket. I ain't correcting y'all no more. Like I want y'all to, man, be kids, like enjoy that. I don't want y'all to look at me as anything more than y'all's dad. I don't want y'all to look at me as this football player or this or that. Nah, I just want to be y'all dad. That's like I want to be introduced like one day like, hey yo, this is Breland dad, Jalen. Like, yo, this is Hall of Famer Jalen Renton. Nah, I want to be
awesome, man.
I want to be Breland dad. I want to be Brooklyn dad. I want to be Junie dad. Like that's how I want to be introduced.
You gonna be a Hall of Famer, bro.
100%.
You
Yeah.
really will, bro. Like, yeah, it's Hall of Famers that can call you a Hall of Famer. When we talk to our kids, you talk to your daughters. I talk to your daughters when they're 25 years old. Your kids. What do you want people to say about you in 30 years?
People or my daughters?
What do you want the world to say about Jalen Ramsey in 20 years?
Honestly, I hope my daughters they do something that they love and they get famous because of that. Like whatever they end up loving, they get famous. Like they be the biggest in the world, the best at it, and then that's what I want to be known as.
And then they say that my dad's Jalen Ramsey. How do they talk about you?
My dad's fun. That's like I'm the fun dad. That's what they think about me. I'm fun.
The cool dad.
Yeah, I'm cool. Like that's supportive. Like I'm working, but I'm not missing their stuff. Like always around. Like that's how I want them to think about me and remember me. Like I want to be when it's all said and done. Like I don't want. All right, put it this way. I would much rather if I ever was able to have like a documentary, right? I would want my documentary to be King Richard, not Man in the Arena. I would want my documentary to be like how I was raising my daughters, what we was doing, like all that cool shit, and how my daughters are the greatest in the world at whatever they do, not like all the cool shit that I accomplished. Not saying that that shit cool to me, that shit cool, but like that King Richard shit, like that's even better to me.
Like we're gonna end it on that, man. I think first off, man, we appreciate you.
No, I appreciate y'all.
You know we've been trying to do this from the jump, man. So let us in your home, let us into your life, man. Like that was huge for us. And we're grateful to be the first interview after you became a Super Bowl champ, my guy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And we're gonna do you justice, man.
I appreciate
the pivot, dog. Yes, sir.
Something wrong with this man. I like his energy, though.
Hey, I like his energy. Me and Tanny gonna turn up.
Hold up, limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up. Knowing me, I got the key. Only vision I can trust. Limitless. Niggas to me, got pinning it. I fought the head to witness it. Get my people feeling militant. Way I'm feeling, got me up. On the mission, got me up.